If you're a freelancer or you want to work with businesses, I just built an AI workflow which can search for leads, can check if they need your service and give you their address, their phone number, their email and everything automatically. Hi everyone, I'm Ishan Sharma, and if this is not going to blow your mind, I don't know what will. So I'm on make.com and I built this super easy workflow. So I will click on run once. I will go on my Telegram and I will basically just paste this address. So I'm currently in high-tech city, Hyderabad. So let me search this address. This automation workflow takes this address, searches it on Google Maps, takes that area and searches all the gyms in this locality. It then takes every single gym, gives me all the information about that gym, and then it extracts the website, puts that website data into Gemini AI. Gemini will look at the copywriting of the website and rate it out of 5 and will give me the rating in a nicely formatted Google spreadsheet. And for any of these gyms which have a rating less than 3, I can start reaching out to them and start selling them my service. 2025 is the year of AI automations and workflows, and if you're not using this to optimize your business, to get more clients, to make more money, you're seriously missing out on a lot of optimizations and gains that you could potentially be having. In this video, I'll be showing you what make.com is, how make.com works, and how can you set up a very easy workflow like this one and start getting more business in your agency, in your freelance work, and then step up your game as a freelance knowledge worker. Make sure that you watch till the end. You can make this entire workflow for completely free. You do not have to spend any amount of money on it, and it works like a charm. All I'm asking from you is to pay attention and look what I'm building step by step and try building it yourself on make.com. But first of all, what is make.com? Well, make.com is an amazing no-code platform through which you can very easily build any AI workflow that you want. So in make.com, every workflow is called as a scenario, and in every scenario, in every workflow, you have nodes. Depending on what you want to do, you will be using different nodes for different actions. So let's have a look at make.com. So I will open make.com right here. This is the platform. You can automate anything that you want. It has plenty of options and abilities to scale really well. So I will just go and click on login. I will make my simple account, and after login, I will have scenarios. I can basically just go here and click on create a new scenario. So this is a blank scenario and I have access to a lot of apps that I can add. It has so many integrations, OpenAI, Google Sheets, Telegram, Airtable, Google Drive, Gmail, Notion, Google Docs, WordPress. You can do pretty much anything that you want with make.com. But today we'll be using Telegram. So I'll go for Telegram. And for every bot, it has various different actions that what do you want this bot to really do? Now, in our case, I wanted to watch updates. So basically what that means is I wanted to watch for any message I'm sending to it. So I will go to show more and I will scroll down until I see watch updates. So let's go down here, and that is watch updates right here. Triggers when there is a new update from your Telegram desktop application. So I'll click on this, and now I have my first node ready in my scenario, which is a Telegram bot. Now I have to choose a hook. So there's a concept of webhook, which is basically a connection that you're making to Telegram in which it is acting like a trigger. So I can now choose a hook, or I can make a new hook from scratch. So let's actually create a Telegram bot by going on Telegram. It's very simple to do it. Let me show you how can you get started. Let's go to Telegram, and over here I will basically be searching for bot father. So you go on to bot father and I will basically say / new bot. And that's what I do if I want to create a new bot. It will now ask me for a name for this bot. So I'll just say gym leads bot. Let's see if that works. So that was the name. Now it is asking for the username for this bot. So I'll just basically enter the same thing, gym leads 123 bot, for example. And I will then press on enter, and we have successfully created our own Telegram bot. So I will basically just copy this particular API token and I will go back into my scenario and I'll click on add a hook. So I will now call this gym leads bot, and I will basically add a new connection. I'll call this gym leads 123 bot, and I'll add my token. I'll click on save and I will save this right here. So now I have this webhook created. So now I have a connection which I have made from my scenario in make.com to this new bot that I have with me on Telegram. So I will click on save, and this is the first node or first module that I have in my scenario. Now on my Telegram, I can click on this bot and I can basically just click on start. So now I have started this bot and I can now make a channel. So let's create a channel and we'll basically say gym leads bot. We will add this bot. We will call it something like gym leads copy automation and we will press on enter, and I have my gym leads copy automation channel created. Now I will go on this channel. I'll go into the administrator part of it and I will add an administrator and I'll add my bot as an administrator. So I will now click on approve. This will basically allow our bot to actually see all the messages and then take that into the scenario that we have for our automation. So I will click on this button to run my scenario just to test if it is able to take that input and show it in my scenario or not. So I'll click on run once. I will basically go here and say, hi Gymbot, and press on enter. And let's see if it's able to see that or not. And as you can see, now as soon as I send that message, this was able to detect something. So if you go into the channel post, you can see the text hi Gymbot visible over here. So now we have a working webhook and this module of Telegram bot is working and it is able to watch updates in our channel. So that is great. We have done the first job very well. If you have done this, tell me in the comment section that yes, Ishan, I've been able to execute this, and let's move on to the next part. So the next step for us is to now go and add another module for a Google Maps module. So if you go to Google Maps, I want to go for search for places. So I wanted to search for all the places around this area which are gyms. So I'll click on search for places and now I have to set up Google Maps for me. Now this is a very important step. Do not miss out on this. This is where most people will mess up. So what you have to do is you have to say find places by text search and query for these places. Now this query will basically be the message that we send to the Telegram bot. So if you click on this, you see you have all of these options from the Telegram bot. These are basically placeholders from all the data that the Telegram bot is collecting. Now, since we are in the channel, we are in a part of a channel in Telegram, we'll basically search for channel and we will go to channel post. And in the channel post, we will go to text. So I'll search for channel post text and I have this available to me, and I will basically just drag and drop it into this field for Google Maps. This is so simple. That's the best part about make.com. It makes it very easy for you to send these placeholders from one module to another, and that's the best part about it. So now we have this thing set for us. We can put a limit to 10. Basically, it will search for at max 10 gyms around this locality. You can make it 100, you can make it 5, depending on what you want to do. So now we also have an option for type. So we can select what type of place do you want to search for. So I will go and search for gym, but you can also search for restaurants, for cafes, for any other type of, dentist, clinics, anything you can search for over here, and Google Maps will give you the answer for it. Now, the important part is actually having the connection with Google Maps account. So for this, you will have to go to something called as Google Cloud Console. So Google Cloud Platform is where you'll be able to get the API for your Google account, especially for your Google Maps. So if you will see here, this is the project I'm working on. I'll click on this project and I can see the API request that I'm sending. The best way to do this is to go on to make.com Google Maps connection, and it will tell you how can you integrate Google Maps and what all settings you have to enable. You simply follow what this blog is telling you if you want to connect your Google Maps to your make.com account. So you basically have to go to API and services, then go to library, then search for the following APIs. So if I do that, I will go to API and services, I'll go to library, and over here I have access to all of the APIs that Google Cloud is providing me. Now I will basically go on Google Maps platform API documentation and click on the relevant API, then click enable. So basically we have to go on to the relevant APIs and we have to click on enable. So if you go to Places API, you have to click on enabling it. So I've already enabled it, but you have to do it yourself. So once you do that, then you'll be able to proceed and you will get an API key that you can input into your make.com account. I already have that made out for me, but if I had to click on plus, I'll basically enter the API key that we'll get from this API place when I will enable it. So once you do that, I'll put this blog link in the description. So obtain your Google Map key. So you again go to API and services, then you go to credentials. So API and services, credentials, and it is saying plus create credential and API key. So I will basically then go to plus create credential and API key, and through that I'll be able to have a new API key that I can put into my make.com account. And basically I have this key with me that I've made up and I've put that link over here, and that is my Google Maps connection. But long story short, this is basically what it looks like, and that's how you have a search for places Google Maps module ready. Now this will output all the names of the gyms which are around my locality up to 10. So that's what it's basically doing. I will click on save, and we can also save this entire scenario. And the next step now is to add a API call module of Google Maps, because now I want for every name of the gym, I want more information about the gym. So I can basically add another module and I can again call it Google Maps, and this one would be make an API call. Again, it will be very similar. It will have the same Google Maps connection which you made by going on to Google Cloud Console, but it will have a URL. Now you have to enter this URL right here. Okay, do not mess this up. It is /place/details/JSON. Then you have to go to query string and you have to add a query. So in this case, I wanted to take in the place ID as the input and give me all the information about that particular place. So I'll just add place ID as the key, and the value pair. And the value pair would be the place ID which I'm getting from the previous Google Maps module. So then I will click on save. And now I have a Google Maps workflow which is going to get me the names of all of the gyms around my area, and it will also give me additional information about each gym. So let me show you how that looks like. So if I were to run this once, let me run this, wait for new data. I will go back to my bot and I'll basically enter some location like high-tech city Hyderabad. I'll press on enter, and it should now be able to detect that area and give me a list of 10 gyms. So it did that, and let me show you those 10 gyms. Now it is going to show you every gym one by one. So if I go to the output, let me zoom it in so that you can see for sure. I'll go to the body and I will then go on HTML result, and this is the result. Right? So it gave me the address of this gym, the operational status of this gym, the formatted address. It gave me the Google Maps link for this. It gave me all the other information as well, like the rating of this gym, the URL, the vicinity, the website, the name. Basically, I now have access to all the information about this gym by just sending this one API call to Google Maps. That is the best part about it. So we're doing solid progress right here. I want you to hit the like button and tell me in the comment section if you're able to execute this and if this thing works for you or not. Okay, so now we have Google Maps API which is working for us in our scenario, which is brilliant. The next step is to now send this and acquire the text of this entire website. So as you saw, for every gym, it has a website link. Now I want to extract all the text from that website that I can then feed into Gemini. So a way to do that is by going to HTTP module. So I'll just search HTTP and I will basically say make a request. So I'll make a HTTP request right here. The URL is going to be, I'll basically just search for website and I have the website over here. And then I can just change the body type and keep it raw. So I want the raw content, the text from this website, and I'll click on save. So now I have this running module which will extract all the HTML from this website. So if I were to run this once again, let's wait for new data, and I'll basically just say some area like Juhu, Mumbai, for example, to change the address. So if you will see, it basically took in this information and it gave me an error. The error is that it is missing the URL parameter. So maybe the gym that we have did not have a URL, because if you go into the body in the result, maybe this gym did not have a URL. So website, it doesn't have it. So let's actually change this and run it once again, wait for new data, and let's just send the same address again. So I'll send the same address, High Tech City, Hyderabad, and I will see what it does for that. So it is getting all the gyms info and it is getting all the website data as well. So if you go over here, it has some error which we'll come to later. But if you open operation 1, you will see that under the output, if I go to the data section, I now have the entire text, the entire HTML of this website. And I can look at all the CSS. I can also look at the entire text of this website. Now this is great. This is amazing. Now we have all the text. Now the best thing to do now is to add a Gemini module. So we will add a create a completion Google Gemini AI. So basically this will help us rate the copy of this website. Now you can choose any AI model that you want here. I'm going to go with the fastest, which is Google 2.0 Flash. Now, how do you get this API key? Let me show you that as well. So you click on add, right? And you basically add an API key here. You simply have to go to aistudio.google.com and go to API key. So you click on get API key, and then you can click on create a new API key. So when you do that, you would basically be able to select a project and then create an API key for yourself. And then you can just basically click on this and copy this API key and paste it over here and click on save. But I don't have to do that because I already have one set up for me, which is gym copy rating. I've selected my model, which is this, and now I have to select the message that I want to enter into my Gemini, response. So now I'm entering what do I want Gemini to do. So let me choose the role to be user. Let me then go to parts and add a message type. This would be a text type message, and now I can enter the text that I want to enter over here. So I'll basically want it to analyze the copy of this website. So just like you would prompt any ChatGPT or any other LLM, I'll basically write this. You are a marketing copy expert. Rate the following website's copy writing on the scale of 1 to 5, where 5 is excellent copy and 1 is very poor. Return only the number rating, no explanation. This is very important because it often gives you a lot of text which you don't need. And now we can give it the website text itself. So the website text would basically be this HTTP module data. So I'll drag it and drop it over here. And that is all that I have to do. I'll click on save, and now I have Google Gemini rating this particular website. Now, what I need to do next is to actually view all this information. To do that, I'll add a Google Sheets module over here. So I'll go to Google Sheets and I will say add a row. And now I have to create a connection. So first time if you do this, you click on add, you'll have to connect your Google Sheets and sign in with Google to connect it with your Make account. But once you do that, you should have this connection built out. The best part about this is that if I make a new sheet, let's just say sheets.new, I now have a new sheet, and I'll basically just say, let's just call it bad copy or poor copy gym leads, right? Let's say you're a copywriter and you want to reach out to gyms who have poor copywriting. So this is the name for this sheet. Now I can just go into my automation and I can basically search for this in my Google Drive. So I'll just click on it and I can search, let's just say poor copy gym leads, and it is visible to me right now. Now I have to now enter the headers for the rows. So I can say gym name. Let's say then I want the phone number. Then I want the website link. Then I want the address. Then I want the rating. So basically I wanted to populate these fields accordingly. So now I'll again go back to my automation I will choose my sheet, which is sheet 1, and then I now can see all the variables. So now I have the first thing is gym name. So I'll again click on this and I will drag and drop the name from the Google Maps module. So I'll again search for the name and I have the name module and I'll just drag and drop it over here. So that is the name. The next step is the phone number. So I'll again go over here and search for phone and I have the formatted phone number with me. So I'll again drag it and drop it over here. Next is website link. So I'll again search for website over here and I can basically just drag and drop the website link over here as well. The next one is address. So I'll click on address and I have formatted address with me that I will basically just add in this field. You see how easy it is with Make. You simply have to just drag and drop and make any workflow in seconds. The next one is the rating. So this will be the output from our Gemini module. So I'll basically go to Gemini AI and I'll paste the result of it. So there you go. That's all you have to do. And you just now have to click on save. And now you have this working workflow. Let's try to test it out. So I'll basically click on save and I will click on run once, wait for new data. And let's say I was in Bellevue in Seattle. This is where I was a couple of days ago. I'll press on enter and now it should search for this area, find all the important gyms here and then look at the website content, rate its copy and populate my Google Sheet over here. So as you can see, it is doing it in real time. So it found the gym name, the phone number, the website link, the address and the rating of this copy. So as you can see, this is copywriting. The rating it gave it is 2 out of 5, which is poor. So you can start reaching out to them and potentially make them your client. So this is a great way for you to get a lot of leads. Now, one problem which you might face here is that there is a HTTP request error over here. So it says 403 forbidden. You cannot get HTML for all the websites. There might be some problems, but you can always make a error handling case for here, which I can tell you in a later video. If you want me to make a video on that, let me know below. So now let me run this workflow one last time to show you how it works. So I will click on run once, wait for new data, and I will search for an area. So let's just say that we want to go with again high-tech city, Hyderabad. I'll press on enter and now look at the Google Sheet. The Google Sheet should now populate itself automatically. So as you can see, we have this first gym, the second gym, and it will keep loading it in and giving me the ratings. This is rating 3, this is rating 2, rating 1, which means it's a very good, target that you can easily have. And one by one, it is going to give you all of these gyms that you can reach out to. Now you can also add a filter. Not all the gyms are actually active. So you can add a filter over here which says, let's add a filter, set up a filter which says, now I can basically choose the condition that I want. So this can be, let's just say greater than or equal to 50. I want it to have at least 50 ratings and I can basically just go into user ratings total. So I can then just save it and now it will only give me the gyms which have at least 50 user ratings, and that will tell me that okay, this gym is working really well but they have bad copywriting, so I should reach out to them and they might be able to pay me good money for it. But that's how it works. That's how you make a simple workflow using make.com. We used the Telegram bot, we made a Google Maps module, we logged into it, we got the API for it, we parsed the entire website and we scraped it. Then we went to Google Gemini AI and we analyzed the copy of it, and then we submitted all of our data and the rating on a Google Sheet in a structured format. That's how you build a very simple AI automation workflow using make.com. Try to build it yourself and tell me what do you think about it. There's a lot more things you can do in it. You can also keep it running indefinitely and have a bot which is running in the cloud. You can do that. If you want me to make more videos about how make.com works and what all you can make with it, let me know below as well. Now on make.com, you can always go to templates and see a ton of these templates which are already being made to you. Send a Gmail email from a new Google Sheets row. Sync Facebook leads ads with Google Sheets. So whatever you want to do, you can find a template for it over here. But you can also build it yourself using make.com and adding all the modules that I've just shown you in this video. But they have hundreds of public templates that you can click and just start deploying. But tell me in the comment section, what's one workflow that you want me to make? You can practically do anything you want with it. You have the phone number that you got for every gym. You can also make a simple call or send a text message using a Twilio API call. There's so much you can do. You can also reach out to them, find out their email addresses, reach out to them through Instantly and Apollo, and you can build this entire sales outreach workflow from scratch. There's a lot more things you can add to it yourself. I can show it to you in the future videos if you want me to. Let me know below. But the ability to create AI automation workflows which work on your behalf is really powerful, and it's a skill that everyone should learn. In 2025, everyone should learn how to make AI workflows, because this will make your life easier. You'll be able to do a lot of things faster, and make.com makes it extremely easy for you to set up automations and run it without any hassle. That's all from me today. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.